crazy. 3 years ago, I never thought I'd be in this position, obviously. Everything was like different. I was young. Everything was new to me. It's first time playing college football, so it was very different from the experience I'm getting now, where it's like I kind of know the ins and outs of college football. I know exactly what I'm looking for, and I know I don't want to be re-recruited, if that makes any sense towards you. So basically, this is very different. The scheme of which I'm going to play in, that's very important to me. Going somewhere where they're going to utilize all my talents and show all my capabilities of what I have to provide, and definitely like the coaching staff. That's important. Getting along with your coaches. Clemson's taught me a lot of that. They had great coaches down there, and it's a pleasure being around those guys, and definitely like your teammates, you're gonna need to know them, and you go to a place where they have talent already. You can go in there and just provide a bigger spark for them.
How hard of a decision was it to basically turn the page on the success that Clemson had when you were there? You were a part of that. Y'all won a couple national championships. You played. You were a part of that. How hard of a decision was that for you?
It was a tough decision because obviously, being a successful program like Clemson, you just really like get used to winning, and that's all people see. And people get caught up in winning, but at the same time, I have my personal goals that I want to reach. So I know, it's, at the end of the day, it's a business, and I gotta sacrifice what I want to get accomplished. I had to sacrifice, being on that winning team.
Is the door closed? Are you not going back to Clemson? Has that page been turned and now you're embracing the next challenge? Or is there still an open door that if this doesn't work out the way you want, you might go back for your senior year?
I'm pretty much set on transferring. Just things didn't quite work out the way I wanted them to. But obviously, I'm gonna be a graduate, so that's the biggest takeaway for me in that situation is, graduating, walking across that stage this summer. It's gonna be huge for me. But yeah, basically, I'm set on like transferring.
You're leaving, but you're still smiling. You're not. Doesn't seem like you're bitter. And I heard Dabo talk the other day when this all started going down. He goes, "It doesn't make me love Tavien any less."
Right.
Is it a relatively comfortable transition when you look back, and what do you remember about those 3 years?
I remember about those 3 years. Those 3 years, showed me what I'm capable of doing. Like being a great teammate, being a selfless person. Those 3 years showed me that, and it taught me a lot about myself. I learned a lot, from the great men, the great coaches they have on the team, the great players they have on their roster. Just definitely, my biggest takeaway is definitely winning. Some was winning the national championship, but creating those bonds, those everlasting moments together.
Is it as simple as you wanted to be either a starter or get more carries or be higher up on the depth chart? Is that the core of the reason why now is the time to go essentially prove to the NFL scouts that you can be an every down kind of back? Is it that simple, or is it deeper than that?
The simplest form is that I do, want to go and create more opportunities for myself. In that sense, go and get a starting role. Obviously things didn't work out the way I wanted it to work out down there, but definitely going somewhere where I can, make my dreams come true.
You start hearing from some of these schools, and tell me some of the schools, and these aren't just also ran programs. These are big time programs too. Tell me some of the programs, and tell me what stands out about a couple of them.
I could tell you at the top of my head, I could think of Oklahoma, Alabama, obviously South Carolina, Virginia Tech, Eastern Carolina, Mississippi State. I got some more. I can't think off the top of my head.
These programs that are interested in Tavien Feaster, Alabama, Oklahoma, they're college football playoff teams.
Yes, sir.
What does it mean to you to be wanted at that level?
This goes to show myself, like, it gives me that confidence back that I had when I was a 17-year-old kid up there signing signing a piece of paper away to go to Clemson, that kind of confidence, it lets me know is that, hey, Tavien, you're still the man. You're still that guy, that same kid, and which I know deep down inside, that's what I am, that's who I am. I think like this spring in Clemson, I found that again. Like my confidence was up. I was at a whole different level right there. And you know, I'm hoping to take that into the new program I'm going to. So that definitely gives me a boost of confidence.
When you said the schools, you had a big smile when you said South Carolina, because you know the rivalry,
Right.
you know what it means. Right. How difficult of a decision would it be knowing that you're going to have a degree from Clemson?
Right.
That South Carolina's in the mix, and would that seem a little odd, or was it just like you said earlier in the interview, a business decision, an opportunity presents itself,
right,
and that comes into play? Tell me about South Carolina.
I mean, yeah, I'm getting a lot of grief about that, but at the end of the day, it is a business decision. Like I had the, you know, school and the fun being an undergrad, but this is a business decision. This is what I need on the table here right now, and for me to go out there and show my talents. This is what this moment is about for me in my life. And you know, if it happens, it happens. I'm not saying it will. I'm not saying it won't. But at the end of the day, it will be the best thing for me, you know, and the best thing for me to provide for my family, and that's what it is.
Do you understand the Gamecock fans embracing you, but then the Tiger fans maybe saying that they're a little disappointed?
Right.
But I mean, again, it is what it is. But I mean, would that be a fair? Would you be able to understand if the Tiger fans kind of felt like, you know, you're going to the enemy, because that's your top rival. That's
right.
Who does Clemson want to beat more than anybody?
Alabama. Nah, I'm just playing. But really, I mean, you can kind of see it both ways. You know, as a fan aspect, of course, you going to the rival, this, that, and the third. But if you don't know until you're behind the scenes of football what all happens in a football program. So it really doesn't, you know, that's a fan's perspective. That has nothing to do with me. My only obligation to me as a man is Tavien feast to feed my family. If this is the best situation that's gonna feed my family, then I'm gonna take it. Like regardless of, you know, who feelings get hurt about it, and that's just that with me.
When do you want to have your decision made? Because you want to play this fall.
Yeah, this fall.
And you want to be a starter this fall.
This fall. That's how much confidence I got in myself. Like that's the crazy thing about it. But I want to make it like by midsummer. I want to have a playbook in my hand, like ready to go. Like I'm not a freshman anymore, so I don't have to go through the growing pains of camp. I know what it's like to be in a hostile environment. I know what it's like to compete with the best of the best. You know, I've been down in Clemson for 3 years. I know what it's like to compete, and that's the one thing I learned from there. You're going to compete every day. So, you know, I felt like I can embrace that challenge in my life, and I definitely want to have the decision like at least by midsummer. I don't want to play around with it. It's not, you know, it's not recruiting 2016, like, you know, this 2019. This is the last chapter, final straw of my collegiate career. So I definitely want to have it by midsummer.
You're trying to put yourself in the best situation for the next step in your career,
right,
which is hopefully the NFL dream.
Right.
And you feel like the best opportunity for Tavien Feaster
right,
is to go somewhere else and show NFL scouts what?
Right. What I got. Oh, I need to show NFL scouts, you know, my route running ability, and me catching the ball. That's kind of a big thing with me right now. It's definitely going somewhere I'm going to run the ball, but also go somewhere where I'm going to catch the ball, and just from there, showing them I can be that durable guy, that every down back, and hopefully that'll create a lot of opportunity for me.